Last one, and we probably just talked a lot about this, but maybe we can refresh it. And maybe there's a difference on a shootout versus a breakaway. Obviously, they have all kinds of time. There's none of that back pressure. But when you talk about matching depth and your goals, each one of these it was a preseason shootout this year. There's 3 clips, 3 saves, and each one comes with sort of a replay that'll let you sort of see a little bit more. So there you talk about. This is probably a little more than you would in a full speed breakaway in the game in terms of depth, or is this you talk about between the top?
It's just dependent on how clear cut, it's all dependent on where he's starting from. Like if he's got a clear cut from the red, like I'm gonna probably play it the same way. But you want to, the main idea is you want to match his speed. So like as soon as he starts getting close, I'm retracting pretty quick.
It looks like he gets to the top of the circle and you've got to push.
Yeah, you got to start. If you want to come out that far, you got to start moving. So in this scenario, he's trying to make me bite, and like I said, I want him to make the first move. I think he ends up fumbling this one anyways. But like really wide, I want to take away, like that glove is taking away that upstairs as best as I can. And I think he misses it. Yeah, he fumbles it. But at the same time, this will probably be a good view.
Like he's in a shooting position here, right? Like
yeah.
But the fact that you're not back in your paint, he's probably not looking at much.
No, he's probably not seeing much, like you said. I start to gain speed here as he's coming in. And then he tries to make a move, and my blocker will probably project towards his stick here in a second.
So I know you said he flubbed it, but if that's inside the post, you get it. Whoops.
Yeah, you want to make him make a perfect shot.
Okay, somehow I ended up going back. Sorry.
All good.
Okay, this is the one.
Yeah, that probably hits my blocker. I mean, one would hope, but
you're in a good spot.
Also, at this level, like so many guys do the exact same move over and over and over again. So, like I haven't seen Niederreiter before, obviously. But like the next shooter, I played with him in World Juniors, and my immediate thought is as soon as he touches his puck and he's coming in wide as a righty, he's gonna want to go low to the glove. So I actually gave him a little bit. Like he moves to the middle, I didn't move. I know it's probably a little riskier than it needs to be, but as soon as he gets in this position, I know he's gonna try to shoot it. So I just load up that left side so that there's just built a wall.
Okay. So is that based on you knowing him as a shooter, Dustin, or is that right shot coming off that side? Is that one of the things that automatically goes into your head?
A little bit of both. The ideal scenario for a shooter is they want to start wide and enter between the two hash. That makes it much harder on a goalie in terms of a lot of guys are getting real good at the pull and drag and hitting that low corner. In this scenario, like he's got so much net to look at right now.
He's got so much what?
He's got so much net. Like that bottom right corner is very well exposed.
Yeah, you baited him pretty good here.
But like I said, as soon as a lot of righties will do the same thing where they come into the left circle or our right circle, and try to make a quick backhand forehand and hit that low corner. So obviously I've seen it from other players and from him before. And as soon as he entered the zone, I had a pretty good idea of what he wanted to do. So I just wanted to make him do it because I knew exactly what I wanted to build a wall with my left pad there. And in this scenario, he's probably not expecting me to just throw that leg there.
Little half butterfly unpredictability.
Exactly. So a little game of cat and mouse.
Okay. Last one. I think you probably remember this one. Ended up on the highlight reels. So again, same thought process with depth.
Yeah, you want to match speed. Obviously, I bit a little bit on this.
I was just gonna say he got you. He got you to drop that knee.
Yeah. So I mean, same scenario as the guy's coming in. He's a lefty coming down the right side, our left side now. Your first thought is that you might try what the last guy did. It was backhand forehand to the low blocker in the scenario. No, obviously it's a little unorthodox. He got me to bite, which ideally is not the best play.
and then he starts to pull it back the other way. It looks like you're trying to catch edge on the right side.
Yeah. He like I said, I bit, and I was just fortunate. I was able to catch a couple edges, and like I was over top of it pretty well here, reaching with my blocker, and then it got to a point where he was outside of my reach, so it just came down to instinct and whatever it took at that point.
I like instinct and whatever it takes. We need some of that too,
Gotta have a little fun with it sometimes.
Yeah.
Like same scenario as Nieder Rider, like same spot, pretty much the same speed. To be honest, I'm not even sure why I bit so hard on that, but it is what it is. Like you said, he tried to go back, so I caught a quick edge and had to catch another one.
My groin hurts just watching this, man. my hips are like, I can't, like, that's just, how do you do that? The ability to catch an edge here, but then also get back to an edge and almost get a little rotation back in that push.
Yeah, honestly, I don't. Sometimes you look at video and you don't know how you do things. It just kind of happens in the moment.
Like, but you're still watching this the whole way.
Yeah, like as soon as, because he tries to go, like he goes around me, and then he tries to create space by kind of bringing the puck towards the ref a little bit.
Yeah.
And as soon as I see that, I know he wants to go high. So I just try to get that foot up as quick as I could.
And that's how you end up on highlight reels everywhere. The celly doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it was. There was a little bit of meaning behind it, but probably a little too much for the scenario. I got a little bit of crap from everybody after that, but there was a little bit of reason behind it. So yeah, I mean, he just like you said, starts at a 2-on-1. Our D man goes to attack the puck carrier.
Now, is that like what we're in the neutral zone now? It's a clear cut 2-on-1. If what information are you telling a young kid to make sure he picks up at this point?
I mean, in this scenario, the read that the defenseman makes is important too. Like the way he plays this makes it so he takes his guy and creates a breakaway at the net front. He could have played it, strictly as a 2-on-1 too, or he was a little more passive. But at the same time, like Hurdle makes a good pass here. Avoids our D-man stick. He makes a good play. So obviously I try to come out of my paint. The play was barely in the zone, so I couldn't really gain as much depth off the rush.
If this is a clear cut breakaway, Dustin, as opposed to one that developed so late, have you got a little more ice and a little more flow?
For sure, I like to try to come out probably between the top of the crease and the bottom hash, and try to match his speed as much as I can. And if I can make the guy deke, I'm pretty confident in my ability to get it. I think as a goaltender, the shot is a little more threatening. From my perspective, like if I can get him to try to make a move, I play breakaways really wide, so I can explode either way. In this scenario, he makes it pretty clear by the bottom hash that he's going to try to go to the backhand.
Okay, so what? Just when you say he makes it pretty clear he's going to go from the back to the backhand, again, what kind of cues are you looking for? I know a lot of this is probably just innate. You see it, and after all these thousands of reps, but is there anything you can share in terms of whether it's where the puck is on the blade, how his hands or how his hips are, that a young goalie can be like, hey, I can look for that next time?
I mean, for first, he's coming in with a lot of speed. Our guy is right on his ass, so it's like he doesn't have the ability to make a fancy move without the guy right on him. Like right at this point, like a lot of this guy probably tried to get me to drop with a little bit of a fake and then went right to the backhand. And in this scenario, he's way outside of his like reaching ability. Like if he can get his puck up here, like that's great on him. Like that's a good skill. In this scenario, I've tried to force him out wide, and in this case, he obviously missed the net. But when you come in with so much speed, it's just determining as soon as you want him to make the first move, and you want to be patient on it. So in this scenario, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. As soon as like I don't even move until he's outside the line of my paint, right? Make him make the first move and just kind of read off of that.
Okay, so it's interesting you talk about getting wide on breakaways. Is the key that you get wide without sacrificing your ability to push? Like for some guys, they can get a little locked in when they're wide, but I mean, it's funny. I was talking to some people about your ability on your edges is unreal. You can get wide like this and still feel, as we see here, like you have a good push left in you.
Absolutely. I mean, if it's a clear-cut breakaway, I try to start out narrow, and as he starts to come in, get a little more wide. And like I said, you want to make him make the move first. If you try to do something, if you try to make him do something, you're probably putting yourself at a disadvantage. So I want him to make the move, and then rely on your ability to make the save. Like in this scenario, I'm relying on my ability to move laterally while I'm in a wide stance.
I was going to say, and not just push. It's not a blind push. Like there's coverage. You've built vertical coverage with the glove above you've kind of, I mean, like you said, he'd have to, I don't even know how much angle from the puck to the glove to the crossbar he would have when it's projected forward like that.
Yeah, that too. You want to, anytime a guy's in tight, I try to project my glove make it as big as I can to that puck. Where if he's going to beat me, it's going to have to be absolutely perfect.
Okay. And I'm guessing you like how, as you make that move, even though you're extending, like you said, the glove, but also like everything comes like over top of the puck as well. Like if you if you pull back before you push, there's no way you can project that glove. Like if you pull your shoulders back or push your knees forward as you drop, there's no way you can get that glove out like that.
No, and then when I'm really wide, I try to stay over it as much as I physically can. So that way, when he does make the move, your head is the determining factor, really. If your eyes are over top of it, you're going to have a good opportunity to project forward.
I kind of love the recovery too, by the way. I know there's probably no one other than another goalie that would look at this like, boom, just missed a breakaway. You've already got an edge. Your eyes are on the puck, and you went automatically right back into your post for in case he fed it back out front.
That's the automatic scenario. You have to.
Just has to become
Guys are too good.